Hello, everybody out there in YouTube. We are the Middle-Aged Guys, and we're going to continue our reviews for all of the episodes of Young Justice. Let's get the intros out of the way. I'm the Reverend.
The Theme here.
And I'm Gray Mouse 1.
This particular episode number 6 of Season 1, is entitled Infiltrator. And it originally aired out on February 11th, 2011. All right? Like we do with all of the reviews for all the episodes that we've done so far, we've got pretty much 3 talking points. We're going to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, or what we would change if we had a choice. And then, because we've seen these episodes multiple times, what we've noticed this time around, that set up a future storyline or a future episode coming down the road. But before we get into those talking points, let me just go ahead and get the synopsis of this particular episode out of the way. In the 6th episode, basically what we have is it opens up with Speedy, who is now called the Red Arrow. He rescues Dr. Sterling Roquette from the League of Shadows. And basically he goes ahead and he rescues her, brings her back to civilization, but not before she finishes up developing the Fog, which is a weapon that's basically a cloud of nanite machines that eat through everything they touch and also steal any sort of digital data that they come in contact with. So what he does is that now that he's got the doctor rescued, he realizes that the weapon has already been developed. He goes back and he enlists the help of his friends from the team to go ahead and help him protect the doctor. Because the thing is with the doctor alive, the League of Shadows knows that she can also develop a counter weapon, or in this case, a computer virus, to go ahead and render the Fog inert. So it goes on that once they go ahead and he walks in, he notices, surprise, surprise, there's a new introduction to the team. Artemis gets introduced. To the chagrin of some people on the team, Red Arrow and also Kid Flash, to say the least. She's introduced as Green Arrow's niece, and basically they go on their first mission together. Okay, the mission as it goes is, although successful, it's not pulled off without its own shortcomings and stumbles. There's a lot of missteps and miscues, mostly dealing with the fact that they have an extra person who's on the team, who's very much new to the team. And it doesn't help the fact that Kid Flash he's being an ass the majority of it. Let's just be honest, all right? The episode ends up with the League of Shadows sending Cheshire and 3 assassins to go ahead and go after Dr. Roquette. They actually are able to sit there and, after defending Dr. Roquette from just Cheshire on her own, they turn the tables and they're able to fend off all of the assassins. Dr. Roquette is successfully able to go ahead and build a counter program or a virus to go ahead and render the Fog inert, in which case they're able to go ahead and actually disable the Fog before it finishes going through a Wayne Tech building and stealing all of the technology and data that's on the mainframe servers. They go ahead, they finish up the mission, they end up coming back to the base, and Artemis, on her way home, ends up running into Red Arrow, who finishes the particular episode saying, "I know who you are. I know you're not who you say you are. I'll keep an eye on you." He's like, "Your secret is safe with me, but if you hurt any of my friends," he's like, "I will come after you." And that's pretty much where the episode ends. Was there anything that I missed? Nothing too specific, right? At least not anything that we're not going to start talking about in the next minute or two? Okay. All right. So, just like every other episode that we've done so far, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk first about what we liked. Gentlemen, the floor is open. Go ahead and give us what you liked about the episode.
Oh, God. Wally trips and falls again.
Again.
At the beginning of the fucking episode.
You like that?
It's a running thing now.
Yeah.
You can't fucking ignore it. It's like, and that's one of the first things. It's like, wow, he tripped and fell again.
Yep.
And it's turning into a running thing. It's turning into comedy at this point. It's a part of his fucking character. So I actually had to give it a plus this time. I just was like, damn, he tripped and fell again at the beginning of the episode, no less. Artemis. Okay. Yeah. she hasn't fit into the team yet 100% since she's new and all of that. But having her a part of the team is pretty interesting. I actually like that. Introducing the League of Shadows, which was very cool. And that pretty much ends it as far as what I like for a certain reason.
Okay. All right. What about you, Grey Mouse? What did you like about this particular episode?
I actually like the all the new characters that were introduced in this episode. You have more of a outline of who the light is now. You could it's not all white out, and you could actually see the outlines of who the light is. I mean, if you watch old series, you already know. You're like, oh, okay, gotcha. You don't have to use the voices anymore. You can see the outlines now of the shapes is what I'm saying of the of who the light is. I did like how when they introduced Artemis, like when they introduced her onto the team, that she didn't fit right in. There was a couple of head knocks. Especially between Kid Flash and Artemis. So that was pretty cool. That's what I liked about it. I mean, I could go on, but I don't want a laundry list.
Yeah. All right. I gotta say I'm with the theme here. Normally I would have sat there and knocked down a point for the fact that Wally tripped and he fell, but it is a running gag. And it's like the first fucking thing that happens to him when he actually shows up, That one right there, right away I was like, Wally falls again. That's exactly what I have here. Kid Flash trips again. That's the exact words that I have for my notes. Okay, that one was pretty cool because it is a running gag. Literally, it's a running gag. We also have like Grey Mouse said, a whole bunch of introductions. It actually took me a while to sort through all of the names of the members of the League of Shadows that actually showed up. But we had Sensei Cheshire, Black Spider, Hook, and Professor Ojo. Those were the guys who all showed up, and they were all played roles inside the episode. In fact, I think all of them actually come back to the story a little bit later. And I do like the fact that Artemis is there, okay, and yeah, when she shows up, there's quite a bit of friction with having a new member, and she doesn't just quite, she right away she doesn't hit it off with Kid Flash, Wally West, okay, they're really butting heads, and then but the thing is that it seems like everybody else except for Robin and Superboy are bugged by her too. Okay, like she makes mental comments about Superboy that puts Miss Martian off like really badly for a few minutes. Okay, and even Aqualad, who is normally really patient and like the most level-headed out of all of them, got to the point where he's yelling at both Wally and Kid Flash and Artemis. He's like, "What? I can hear you glaring at each other."
He said, "Stop it." He said, "You should stop it."
I can hear you.
I can hear you glaring at each other. How the fuck do you hear somebody glare?
But they're all mentally connected, so you could feel like there's tension just building between the two of them. And they're not saying anything. So yeah, I gotta say that as far as characters go, rough around the edges, but I gotta say that in comparison to other people who are rough around the edges is a little, I guess, a little less agreeable when they're first introduced. Artemis isn't too bad. All right. Mm-hmm. Now, let's move on. Let's get to our second talking point. What didn't we like, or what would we change if we had a choice? Was there anything like that for you, gentlemen?
First of all, Dr. Roquette was just getting annoyed with all those fucking teenagers. And to a point, so was I. Of course. They have to always emphasize that they are adolescent and they're and teens and stuff like that. But fuck, did they go a little bit overboard with the tension at times. You can tell that Kid Flash and Artemis got some sort of tension connection. You can tell. I mean, you're not fooling anybody. As far as changing, that's probably the only, especially Dr. Roquette getting a fucking attitude every damn step of the way. even with Red Arrow, she was getting a fucking attitude every step of the fucking way.
Yeah. It was. I'd have to say that there was something that was going on with this particular episode that was kind of palpable. But before I jump into that, Grey Mouse, what about you? Was there anything that you didn't like or anything that you would change about this particular episode?
Kid Flash fucking tripping over his feet. It's fucking getting old. It's making his character out. I understand it's a running.
Well, at least there was a reason why he tripped and fell.
I understand it's a gag, but it's an old gag that's been going on for the last 6 episodes, and it's making his character look like a fucking klutz. I'm tired of it.
Well, he was carrying a whole bunch of shit when he tripped and fell this time. But I get your point, though.
I'm getting tired of that shit. I am getting sick of that shit.
It kind of reminded me of one of those infomercials, where the people are like, do you ever do this? And they show like perfectly capable people just like spilling cereal and milk all over themselves or shit like that, or fumbling over bowls. Yeah, it is a little awkward. I go ahead.
The other one thing too is I felt that it was completely unnecessary was the slow motion going up on Miss Martian's body. That was unnecessary. They didn't have to do that shot when they're at the beach at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
They did not have to do that. That was completely that was just don't get me wrong, titties and ass is nice. Whatever color it may be. But I was like, this doesn't even belong. It was like one of those things you're sitting there watching, and it was like it stuck out like a sore thumb. I was like, pretty much like the slow mo that happens in the superhero movies. Unnecessary. Well, you don't need to emphasize that.
I think what they were kind of parodying was Baywatch, though. Actually,
but unnecessary. It was not. It was not.
She was the only girl there.
It was not needed.
All right. Was there anything else that you wanted to go ahead and touch on?
Mm-mm.
All right. Okay. Let me go ahead and let me throw in my short thoughts. Wally tripping again was both a plus and a minus for me. All right. For the fact that Wally trips twice in this fucking episode. Okay. Not only is he completely tripped up by Cheshire, but he is taken out. Like, he is the first person that's taken out during the first encounter, and they pretty much he got bitched out pretty hard, okay? at the beginning of this episode. All right. Because my whole issue with like these speedsters is that not only can they run fast, but their reaction times and their speed of thought is as fast to match. Okay.
Yeah.
And so when he's running headlong and everything, he should be able to sit there and take into account, oh, there's mud there, there are ball bearings there, there's ice there. Is this something that I can go ahead and I can go ahead and change, or actually, if not avoid falling, at least get up faster? All right, and that's always something that's bugged me with speedsters just in general. All right, one of the other things that I didn't like, just like what the theme went ahead and brought up, is that the amount of teenage angst and drama between the people, not only the people in the team, but also with Dr. Roquette, who's just like straight smartass to everybody. Okay, except for Aqualad, but I think that was because she had a little case of jungle fever. But I'm just saying, all right, because
Aqualad put the bitch in her fucking place once because she put off to Aqualad, and Aqualad put her in her place.
No, he went ahead and he put his hand on her shoulder. He's like, "We will protect you, all right?" And that was cool. She went ahead and she settled down. But yeah, she had smart ass comments for everybody. She had smart ass comments for Red Arrow when he first showed up. Are you the front runner? No, you're the only person. What is it? What's going on? Were there budget cuts? Right? Then the whole thing with the whole team. Why the hell couldn't I get the Justice League to help me out? It was really palpable. All right. But I think it kind of served its purpose of the fact that it really did carry like the whole mood of everything that was going on throughout the episode. All right. But yeah, I could probably, if they went ahead, they dialed it back like 2 notches, I think that would have been a lot better to go ahead and actually deal with. All right. Okay. Now that we've got that second one out of the way, or that second point out of the way, let's go ahead and let's talk about what we've noticed this time around. Now that we've watched these episodes, like I said, multiple times, what did we notice this time around that set of either a future episode or a future storyline that's coming soon?
Cheshire. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Just Cheshire. Yeah. Just her. I mean, damn. And then there's Red Arrow. Of course, he changes his name in this episode. He actually updates while he's walking out of Mount Justice, and yeah, he basically issues a warning to Artemis at the end of the episode, and I like that because it's like, okay, you're not who you say you are, but Green Arrow is vouching for you. Okay, why? That sets up something for later. Oh, God. And Artemis has a crush on that damn Superboy. We can hear you. He can hear you. We all can hear you. So something's going to come crashing down during that set. But, yeah. Oh, God. Gray Mouse, what about you?
I have to say Artemis also, but mine's a little different. Chesser at the end, when they actually, when Artemis demasked her, and she finds out that, oh, it's my sister, and then she's like, once and then Artemis let her go because Chesser had something on her.
That's what I was saying, just Cheshire, because
yeah. So I just went to a specific point, and then also I liked that was Savage, right?
No,
actually that was Sensei.
That was
Sensei. That was Sensei. He's one of the head one of the senior
Shadows.
Yeah, head leaders of the League of Shadows.
There you go. Okay, so. That sets up, like you said, League of Shadows is not finished yet. There's going to be more parts on that.
Yep. Was there anything else, Green Mouse, that you wanted to throw in on that?
You can tell that the unspoken relationship between Superboy and Miss Martian is kind of, because she's actually getting physically emotional about when Artemis was hitting on him, so there's a relationship there. I mean, we don't know it outright, but it looks like it's really starting to develop now.
Well, yeah. I gotta say that this particular episode right here, I think illustrates that Superboy is probably one of the smartest characters out of the whole fucking team. All right, just on a side note, because the thing is that when Artemis goes out of her way, she makes those comments mentally, right? He could have thought something. He could have reacted, but he didn't. All right.
Yeah.
Reason being is that he knows everybody is listening. All right, especially Miss Martian.
That's the thing about it. Superboy never outright just thinks out loud. Just period. He just does it. Well, he's one of the most quiet out of the whole group.
Yeah, Superboy didn't have much to say this episode.
No.
And it looked like it looked to me, with Superboy, it looked like he was mission-orientated big time on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all he was thinking about, mission.
Well, the thing about it is that when he does do something, he's like a fucking freight train, You can't stop him, and you can't ignore what the hell's going on. That's just how he handles things. But, as far as, like, the things that set up, future episodes that are coming down the line, like the team said, Cheshire's involvement, she is greatly involved in a lot of the subplots that are going forward, especially with Artemis and with Green Arrow. Not Green Arrow, Red Arrow. Mm-hmm. What was funny is that this particular this particular episode, the title itself is kind of a giveaway as far as Infiltrator. Okay. Yeah, but the thing about it is that the way that they set the things that they're setting up, it's just there's a twist at the end that we'll get to eventually. All right, when we get to the end of this particular season. But yeah, they're just setting up really. They're putting little cornerstones here and there. That's just really setting up a foundation that's going to carry huge storylines through and subplots, not only through the end of this particular season, but all the way through the second season also, which is really, really interesting. And that's kind of the reason why we love this particular series. All right. You know what, guys? I noticed something when I went over, I was making the video for the last few episodes. We say that we're reviewing these, but we never actually give like a review score or final thoughts on the particular episode.
Does it actually need it?
Well, as far as it goes, like if we sit there and we go ahead and we let's do it like this. Instead of like a scale, like or a like multiple stars or multiple like multiple numbers or something around 100. Let's just give it a yay, nay, or eh. All right, type scale. What were your thoughts on this particular episode?
I give it a yay because not only does it introduces a lot of characters, but it sets something up for later with certain characters. So I give it a lot of credit for that. It's especially, again, the tension, yeah, it was overdone, but it's actually fucking needed.
Yeah.
I do think that it's needed because it sets up character arcs. And I can actually understand that. They just gotta tone it down just a wee bit. Just a little, but I'm still gonna give this episode a yay because, again, of what it produced.
Yep. I do agree on the angst part. Just like two notches. That's all we need. What about you, Gray Mouse? Yay, nay, or eh?
Yeah, I'm satisfied with this one.
Is that a yay or an eh?
I'm satisfied with it.
Yeah. All right. All right. So you give it a C, in other words. Okay. Yeah. With myself, I'd have to give this one a yay. Maybe I'm a little biased, and I'm also benefiting from the fact that like I said, all of us have seen these particular episodes multiple times, and because of that, there are a lot of things that I'm seeing now, when I'm watching it over again, that I did not pick up the first or second time that I went ahead and I watched the series. So yeah, with this particular one, definitely a yay. So I think that's pretty much where we're going to go ahead and end this particular video.
Yeah, I got one more thought.
Go ahead, Great Mouse.
One thing that we forgot to mention in our review is that at the beginning, when Kid Flash tripped, the Justice League was there, and the looks on their faces when he came in with all his beach clothes and stuff, and the basketball bounced behind Batman, just to look on Batman's face. And I think Red Tornado was there too, right?
Yep. Red Tornado was there, so was Green Arrow.
And then,
yeah.
Like, really?
Well, I mean, he showed up at the end of the day wanting to party when everybody else was partying because it was his first day at school, and he had to miss all of that.
Yeah.
They all had fun, had better food, had, better activities and shit, and he was just getting all fucked up in school in every which way.
And I think one of the things, like, this might be me, like, reaching a little bit, maybe doing a little bit of armchair psychoanalysis, but Kid Flash, he's one of those heroes, at least one of the members of the team, that really loves being a superhero, all right? Because for him, being Wally West sucks ass, all right? Okay, but being Kid Flash, he's a fucking superhero, all right?
I want to bring up one more thing, especially with the fog and Robin and at that Wayne Tech building.
Yeah, that was very telling. He almost gave away the identity, man.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is he was like, theoretically, they can hack the what? Never mind. And then, we all knew what he was thinking. That was a dead giveaway. And then he even knew all the codes when he was in the freaking building.
Of course he does.
Yep. Once again, another dead giveaway.
Look, if he didn't fucking know the codes in Wayne Tech building, Yeah, that would have failed the fucking episode.
Infiltrators have been infiltrated.
Override
Yeah,
RG014.
He is always doing those little
Something like
weird
that.
words.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. But definitely, yeah, I'd have to say all the way around on this particular one, yay. All the way around on this particular episode. It's still very early, and we've still got lots of episodes to come. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this particular one up. Folks, if you've seen this particular episode, what are your thoughts on it? If you've come all the way to the end of this particular video where we're at right now, what are your thoughts on our review? Are we off base? Are we full of shit? Let us know. You can do that by leaving a comment below. While you're at it, mash on like, mash on subscribe. You know, we appreciate when you do. All right. With that, we are the Middle-Aged Guys, and we've been reviewing, or we just finished up reviewing, Season 1, Episode 6, Infiltrator of Young Justice, and we're going to end that right here. I'm the Reverend.
The theme here.
And I'm Grey Mouse 1.
All forms of entertainment has the right to exist, even if you don't like it. Credits.